Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get started, I just want to mention thank you guys so much for 23k subscribers. That is insane to even say. I would never even picture myself having this much. It's so insane. I'm so appreciative and I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and yeah, let's get on with it. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this really cute, trendy Brandy Melville outfit. It has a little black skirt, a little argyle sweater, and tank. All these items are from Brandy Melville. And if you guys don't know what Brandy is, it's basically a very cute, trendy clothing site that sells very feminine clothing. Super affordable. The material is amazing for the price. I actually own a couple items and I'm so obsessed. I literally want to buy the whole shop. But yeah. If you guys want to check that out, it will be linked in the description down below. Brandy, if you're watching this, please sponsor me. I literally love you guys so much, you don't even know. Anyway, go shop from Brandy and enjoy this video. Alright, so I'm going to start off by showing you guys what's going to be on this mannequin. So obviously the argyle sweater is the Elizabeth little cotton argyle sweater. We also have a mini white tank here, and I say it's the Taylor crop tank, super cute. And the little skirt right here, it's literally adorable. It's the Audrey skirt, super cute. I want this so bad actually, look at how cute. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna be recreating today. Here is our inspiration, super cute. I love the whole outfit. Alrighty, so today I'm going to be using the advanced template. I find this so much more easier than the regular template. If you don't know how to use this, it's okay, just follow the exact steps I do and I'm sure you'll get it in the final process. So we're going to start off by adding another layer and we're just going to move it underneath the background layer. We're going to start off with a white color, so go down to the little circle there and select white. And we're going to start off with the actual little cardigan sweater. So we're going to go to the shape tool here, we're going to go to draw, Bezier tool, size 2. You're going to click where you want it to end here and just make a kind of diagonal line going down however you want the length to be. I think the length looks pretty clean like that, so I'm just going to let go and I'm kind of going to create this little arched line. I'm going to come down to the bottom where it ends. And I'm just going to click where that ends and making another diagonal line, let go, and then just make another dipped kind of line like so. We're now going to create the little off the shoulder part. So we're going to zoom in the left. We're then going to start somewhere from underneath the top pair of Christmas lights. So I'm going to go right underneath that. I'm going to click and then make another diagonal line, make it kind of short. But once that's created, just let go and kind of create a weird line however you would like. I kind of like it curved. We're going to click where that ends and just make another diagonal line where you want the off the shoulder part to end. I'm going to let go and kind of create the curve like so. Alright, so now we're going to attach each side of the little sweater we have so far. So I'm going to start off with the right side here. And all I'm going to do is click where the top ends here, making a diagonal line going upwards, let go, and kind of make it however you want-ish. I'm going for a curved look. And now you're going to go over to the off the shoulder part, and you're just going to connect the sides. So I'm going to click where that ends and go here, but I'm also going to do the same thing for the bottom. I'm going to click where that ends and go to the other side, making a curved line like so. I am now going to go to the right side here, click where that ends. So I'm going to click, drag, kind of make it a little flowy, and then do the same thing for the back. So now what you're going to want to do is go to the little select tool and we're going to zoom in. We're going to select only the top of the torso, So only this like square here. Make sure the little black lines aren't in the square because then it'll look weird. So once you have that selected, you're just going to want to click Control C on your keyboard, click anywhere, go to the arrange tool, click Control V on your keyboard to paste the item. We're going to click flip horizontal, and we're just going to drag it on the back of the torso. So as you can see, if you play around with it, the little blue selected part can easily fit in perfectly in the back. That is what you want. We are going to go back to the select tool, and we're going to select the amount that we want off. Kind of have to eyeball it. I'm just going to go for a little arched line like so. So once I have the rest selected, I'm going to click backspace on my keyboard to delete the item. I'm going to click anywhere, and then going to go back to the shape tool. I'm gonna quickly look over here, and as you can see, the line is just underneath the first pair of Christmas lights. So we're gonna go back to the back. We're going to click where that ends here, and then go right underneath the first pair of Christmas lights. So stop there and just make a curved line, making it look nicer. So now we're going to go ahead and create the little sleeves. So I suggest staying on the Bezier tool. Unless you want to make straight lines, you can use the line tool. But since I want them to be more flowy, I'm going to use the Bezier tool. So obviously for the off the shoulder part, I'm going to click where the top ends here, meaning on the other side. And you can just make it a little wavy, I guess. And then you're going to want to go to the bottom of the rectangle here and kind of decide if you want it to be a shorter sleeve or a longer sleeve. I personally like a longer sleeve, so I'm going to start closer to the end and just make a diagonal line like so. Since the other sleeve isn't off the shoulder, we're obviously going to click wherever you want the sleeve to be and easily do that. So if you have multiple like layers here, you're just going to want to merge them. And to do that, you're just going to want to click Control 6 on your keyboard. We are now going to focus on the little texture for the Argyle sweater. So I suggest going onto my Pinterest. It will be linked in the description down below. And once you're here, you are going to see designing textures. Just click that. I have multiple different Argyle like textures down below. Like if you keep scrolling, you'll see a bunch. But I'm going to use this one since it kind of matches perfectly. So once you find the one that you want, I'm going to right click it, click copy image, go back to Pixlr, and just paste the image right in there. I'm going to go to the arrange tool, and I'm going to move this layer on top of the background layer, and we're just going to make it a little smaller so we can see it better. I'm personally going to go back to my INSPO picture here. You can find it on my Pinterest, like I said. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that right in Pixlr. I am now going to go to these color bubbles here, starting off with the top one, and you're going to select like the black color, click OK, and then you're going to go to the second bubble and select the blue. We're also going to click the second bubble again and select the white. Once you're done with the inspiration, you can easily click backspace on your keyboard to completely delete the layer. Once that is finished, we are going to make sure we're on the Argyle texture layer. We are going to go to adjustments, color lookup, and we're going to add another like raindrop thing here. So as you can see this plus sign. You're going to want to go in this area where it has the plus sign. Just click, and then we're going to go to the color here and select the blue. So now you're just going to want to play around with these little raindrop thingies to make it however you want. And so once you have it how you like, you're going to click apply, and now you're just going to make it the size that you want. I'm going to go for a little smaller size so it can be more shown in the actual sweater part. And so now you're just going to want to cover like the front of the torso with the texture. So only this part and that part. If that makes no sense, keep watching and you'll understand what I mean. So once I have both things covered, I'm going to merge both layers. And to do that, you're just going to want to click Control 6 on your keyboard. And I'm now going to move that layer underneath everything, and now we are going to clean up the edges. So I'm going to use the select tool and the eraser tool to delete everything that I don't want. Alright, so as you can tell, I have those little areas covered in that texture, which is what you want. That's how it's supposed to look. And so once you have that finished, we're then going to go to this picker here and select the darkest color there. I suggest going for the dark bluish, the blackish, and you're basically just going to fill in the rest of the sweater. So to do that, you're going to add another layer, move it underneath everything completely, and just go ahead and fill the rest in. Alright, so once you have that all filled in, we're also going to fill in this little square, which represents the top of the shoulder. So I'm going to select that using the select tool. I'm going to go down to the little bucket tool and just fill that right in. Go back to the select tool, click anywhere. So now we are going to change the color of the outline to match the actual sweater. So we're going to click the little outline layer. We're going to go to adjustments, color lookup, click the same color we've been using, click that little raindrop and just drag it to the other side and click apply. Alright, so once that is finished, we are going to add some shading to it, and so I'm just going to add another layer. I am going to select the color white. I'm going to go to the brush tool here, select the size 5, and we're just going to make little squiggly lines in each little blue part of the sweater. So you basically click and then drag, creating these weird lines. You guys probably think I'm so crazy for this, but it actually looks really nice in the final process. So alright, so once you have the blue part covered in these weird lines, we're going to go to filter, details, and hover and click blur. We're going to blur that out as much as you want. I'm going to go for 18, click apply, go to these 3 little dots, go to blend mode, overlay, and just play around with the transparency. I personally like it not that harsh because it looks really funky if it's really harsh. But once that is finished, I am going to add some wool texture, and so this will be linked in the description down below. If you have it already downloaded, you're going to want to click layer, add image as layer, and just find the file. Open that right up, and it's going to be really dark at first, but you're going to want to add it everywhere on the sweater. So I'm going to go ahead and use the select tool, select the axis that's in the bottom area, click backspace on my keyboard, click anywhere, go to the arrange tool, put it perfectly where you want it, duplicate, and just put it on the sleeves as well. Merge both layers, so Control-6 on your keyboard. And now we're going to move this layer right on top of the texture in the color layer. And so now we're going to use the select tool and the eraser tool to clean up the excess. So basically where you don't want the shading lines to be. So once you have it all covered on the actual sweater part, we are then going to click these little 3 dots and just play around with the transparency. Once that is finished, you are going to click the X. So I'm going to add another layer, and I'm going to make sure it's right underneath the background layer. I am going to select the color white for now, and we're going to go back to the shape tool, make sure you're on draw, make sure you're on Bezier, and make sure the size is still on 2. Now we are going to start off at the first pair of Christmas light, click and then drag, creating a diagonal line. Make it short though, and let go, and kind of make an arched line like so. We're going to click where the top ends there, making a diagonal line going into the middle, let go and create it kind of however you want, obviously. I am now going to go to the select tool and I'm going to select only the like green pair of Christmas lights, and whatever in the square that we just selected, we are going to click backspace on our keyboards to delete it. Click anywhere, go to the arrange tool and just move it wherever you want the actual tank to be. We are then going to click duplicate, flip horizontal, and just add it to the other side there. I'm going to merge both layers, so I'm going to click Ctrl+6 on my keyboard just once. And I'm now going to go to the little shape tool, make sure you're on Bezier, and just click wherever you want the little tank to end. So I'm going to click right here, I guess. Make a line going to the other side. And you can decide if you want it to be a straight line, just double click if you do. Or if you want to make it curved, you can just do that and click. And now we're going to add the little spaghetti straps. So click where the top ends here, make a diagonal line kind of, and just play around with it, creating the little straps. I'm now going to attach the straps to the top of the torso. So click where that ends and just make a diagonal line. Click where that side ends and just, you know, the basics. Go like that. And so now we are going to go to the select tool and select only what's in the top of the torso. So like I said before, only select what's in the little rectangle here. Don't include the black lines. And so once you have that all selected, we're going to click Ctrl+C on our keyboards to copy. Click anywhere, click Ctrl+V on our keyboards to paste. Go to the arrange tool, click flip horizontal, and just put it on the back here, matching the blue lines perfectly. We're going to merge both layers. So click Ctrl+6 on your keyboard. We're going to move that layer underneath completely everything. We're going to add another layer, move it underneath everything, and fill it in with the desired color that you want. I suggest using the brush tool and the select tool and the fill tool. So once you have the tank filled in, we are then going to click the layer of the outline of the tank. We are going to click adjustments, brightness and contrast, and just make it kind of darker, so play around with the little scale here. It doesn't have to be so dark, so I'm gonna go for like an 8. Click apply, and now we're going to add wool lines here as well. So do the same thing, it will be linked in the description down below. You're gonna want to download the wool lines, and then you're going to click layer, add image as layer, and just import it. Once you have the shading lines imported, you are going to use the select tool and select everything that's not on the tank top. So once you've done that, we are going to move the shading lines layer underneath the outline of the tank top layer. We are then going to go to the 3 dots here and play around with the transparency. You can obviously keep it like this, but I'm going to add a little more shading onto the tank top, and to do that I'm going to add another layer. We're going to move it underneath the little wool lines layer. We're going to go down here to the little circle here, select black, go to the little shape tool, make sure you're on draw, make sure you're on Bezier, change the size to 1, and you're basically just going to want to click and then drag, creating these little diagonal lines. Let go and make them little dipped lines like so, just everywhere. It doesn't have to be like perfect, just make it kind of flowy looking. So once you've made a couple little lines like so, we're going to go to filter, details, blur, and just blur it to the amount that you want. Click apply, go to the 3 dots again, and play around with the transparency. Alrighty, so once you have like the top covered, we're going to finish off by making our little skirt, and to do that we're just going to add another layer. We're going to move that layer on top of everything, just make sure it's underneath the background layer. I'm going to start off with a white color, so I'm going to go to the little circle here, select white, make sure you're on the shape tool, draw, Bezier, and change the size to 2. We're going to start off on the right side here, And I suggest starting right below where the tank top ends. And we're going to click on the side here and just drag to the other side, making a straight line. Let go and kind of make it a little dipped line, like so. We're gonna add these little dipped lines on each side of the torso. So I'm gonna go back to where this line ends and just make a dipped line. Same thing for the back, click where that ends and just make a little dipped line. We're then going to create the little slit for the skirt. And to do that, we're going to make sure we're on the Bezier tool. You're going to want to debate on where you want the slit to be or how big you want it. I'm gonna go and stick for the right side, and I'm just going to click approximately in the middle, make a diagonal line going downwards, let go, and kind of create a dipped line like so. Do that same thing for the other side of the slit, so click where the top ends and just make a diagonal line going down and then make it kind of dipped like so. We're then going to use the select tool and we're going to debate on how long we want the skirt to be. So I'm going to select what I don't want to be on the skirt. So I want it kind of really short. So I'm just going to select that piece and click backspace on my keyboard to delete. Click anywhere. Go to the shape tool, make sure on Bezier, click where one side of the slit ends and just make the line going to the other side, let go, and just create little dipped lines on each side of the bottom. Alright, so once that is finished, we're now going to move that layer underneath completely everything, like so. And now we're going to add another layer and move it underneath that one. We're then going to go to the little circle here and select a light black. You're going to want to click OK, and you're just going to fill in the little skirt with that. Alright, so once you have the little skirt filled in, we are going to go to the top boxes over here, and we're just going to completely use the select tool and just select both of these little boxes. Go to the fill tool and just click inside there. Go to the select tool and click anywhere. And so now we're going to add some shading to our skirt. So basically the same deal as the top. We're going to add another layer. Make sure it's on top of the colored layer we just used. Make sure the color is on white. Go to the brush tool, change the size to 5, and just make those little flowy lines. So once you've created those weird lines, we're gonna go to filter, details, blur, and just blur the amount that you want, making it look flowy. Click apply, go to the 3 dots here, and completely play around with the transparency. Once that is finished, you can go to the outline layer of the skirt. We're gonna go to the little ball here and select the black from the skirt. Click OK, go to adjustments, color lookup, click that little raindrop thing and just move it to the other side. Click apply, and now we're gonna go to adjustments again, brightness and contrast, and then click this little scale thing, making the outline a little darker. Click apply and well, bam! So that is how you make the cute little Brandy outfit. If you want to go ahead and add a necklace, you can obviously do that. But for time purposes, I'm just going to keep it here. If you guys made it this far to the video, and if you guys accomplished, I'm so proud of you. If you are still working on it, please take your time, and I promise, keep practicing and you will get it. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching.